My last YouTube video was about 2 weeks ago. What did you think I was going to say? This is my last YouTube video? Yeah, right. After making 4,500 something videos, maybe 5,000 if I include the other channels and the ones I've deleted or YouTube's deleted, after 12 to 13 years, close to 5,000 videos of me rambling about various topics, this is probably the longest I've gone without making a video in the entire time, other than times when I've been on vacation. Sometimes I'll leave for 2 weeks to a month in the summer, like last summer and the summer before, come back, share some of my explorations. But I haven't been uploading lately, and I wanted to talk about that, make kind of a joke title. But I'm really starting to lose my interest in sharing certain opinions and ideas with the world. And I'm not just talking about controversial topics or not wanting to talk about politics, but rather so many different things. The older I get, the more I realize I thought I knew more than I did when I was younger. I was quite a bit more sure of myself in my 30s when I started this channel. Well, I guess no, that's not true. I was in my 40s. No, I was in my 30s. Yeah, 35, 34, 35. Yeah, because I'm 47. I just had my birthday last Friday. It was the day after Thanksgiving. And I thought about making a video then, but of course was too busy doing other things and being lazy all weekend. Didn't really do much. And there were times when I wanted to kind of share some ideas. I had all these notes I'd written down about ancient civilizations and some of the shit I got through watching a couple of shows. And then I was like, yeah, it's not worth sharing. Then I'd go on to something else and I'd just take little notes on my phone, my little memo area, and be like, yeah, maybe I'll bring that up in a video in the future. But I thought about why I haven't wanted to make a video lately. And I thought, this isn't, of course, just me. This is something that happens to a lot of people who share on social media, whether it's YouTube or elsewhere. But let's be honest, YouTube is a unique niche in the internet world. There really is no other site where there is such a variety of different video content where you can just go see people speaking their mind, but also, have such a wide variety of things that you'll find a channel that you never even knew existed that's been around for years. Be like, why haven't I seen this before? And they might have a few million subscribers and the whole fan base and amazing content. And I'm like, why haven't I heard of this before? Because there's so many people. And on a side note there, before I forget, I was going to make a separate post or video about this, but to all my subscribers out there, do me a favor. If you have a channel of somebody that you find very insightful, even if it's a popular or non-popular channel, like I said, it could have millions of subs and a lot of people still haven't heard of them. I need a little bit of direction as to what to watch on YouTube or which YouTubers have some great content. I like everything from the guy talking just like me to the totally curated, processed type like aperture video, or some of the channels that I like, they have a lot of great graphics and kind of philosophical content. But of course, I kind of grow away from all of them because eventually they start using sponsorships and then they start selling you VPNs and established titles, which is another topic I was going to make a video about and decided not to. Whenever a video topic coincides with what's going on in the mainstream, I just don't want to discuss it for the sake of, I'm not here to get views. I'm not here to, push buttons or because I don't have ad content, so I don't get revenue from that. I want to talk about things that matter, not FTX and the bullshit in the crypto world or what's happening in politics. Here's a rule of thumb. I thought about this about a month ago. If you want to know what really matters, it's very difficult to know what actually is important. When it comes to politics, we fall into rabbit holes. We start thinking certain things are important. Then we step back a while later and look at ourselves, if we're rational adults, and say, what the fuck was I thinking? Like, why did I get sucked into this? For me, for example, a good one would be Trump hatred. I still cannot stand the guy. But I of course, wanted to assume that everything he did was horrible. And I've thought about this because I feel often the same way about most billionaires. Elon Musk, you know, can't stand Kanye. A lot of people that people really revere, I think, are complete douchebags. And I'm not saying that other people are wrong, because who am I? I'm not the one who determines what's cool, what's not, what's smart, what's not. I don't care, but I have my own opinions on things. And the point I'm making here is that the most curated content and the most popular creators, as well as musicians otherwise, always are going to get the most attention, because that's how it's always worked. Well, the internet's made that you know, even more so. There was a period of time, maybe 10 years ago, when places like YouTube, you know, yeah, there were some hardcore fools out there posting lame shit, but for the most part, you know, it was people with their true raw thoughts about life, and you'd have to wade through the BS and the ads and the people trying to spam you, but you also didn't have your comments deleted. You didn't have your videos censored. And I feel like YouTube, as a great platform for uploading videos, has just become another mainstream cable news channel. You know, there's certain things you can talk about, but then it gets pushed to a certain area of YouTube where it doesn't get views. Creators all know they're getting screwed and duped, and that's why, fortunately, I have my viewership, my subscribers, rather, you guys that are willing to watch me talk about life. And I don't take that for granted, and I try not to talk about pointless bullshit. But sometimes that's what's going to happen when it's just a guy in front of the camera. And then maybe that's part of what I'm wrestling with right now. Like, is this format dead? Just talking to the camera. The reason I know it's not is because of you guys. Even though my subscriber base has remained pretty consistent, I don't gain subscribers. I just remain at about where I was. That means I'm doing something right for at least a small group of people who enjoy talking about these things. But there's also that part of me that says, dude, it's a waste of time. Why are you wasting your time uploading videos? And also making them and thinking about them. Well, I enjoy it. That's all there is to it. So I'm asking myself, why don't I really enjoy it as much anymore? Except for very certain times. I thought maybe it's because I've been working, because the last, 6-8 months I've been building tiny houses for this guy, and I come home from work, chill out for a bit, and definitely don't have the energy or the focus to make a video. But it's not working, because even when I was working, 8 years ago in Portland, I was still making videos on the job site. I was filming the sunrise, and I was comparing those days to these days. It's like, maybe it's because things were just so much more raw back then. And everything just sucks now on the internet. I don't know how else to put it. The internet sucks today. I was thinking of the old Descendants song, Everything Sucks Today. You could do a remake, The Internet Sucks Today. But it's not the internet. Don't get me wrong. I'm not dumb enough to think the internet itself is a thing that's actually, a product. It's so many different sources and avenues of information. I think what it is more is that I've realized that most people want to be entertained and aren't interested really in the truth. And that's a scary proposition when you think about it. I mean, how many conversations have you had with people that you wanted to share something that you knew was true, and you tried to share facts, you tried to share data, and the person just laughed at you, made up some ad hominem attack, used some fallacy, and you're left like, defending yourself and your ideas, but you're like, why? Why bother? The sad thing is I've given up on that. And that's a point I never really wanted to get to, where I just stopped justifying myself to people, where I just kind of subconsciously roll my eyes and be like, fuck this person, and just move on and don't give them any more of my energy or time. And not just strangers, but people I know, friends, family, anyone. If they push too many buttons or they cross a bunch of lines, it's hard not to just walk away from it. Not that it's always their fault, but that, sometimes you just don't get along with certain people. Fine, so be it. You just move on. But I learned that through the internet. It's weird because in the early days of my channel, I'd have so many debates and arguments with people that I learned how to handle folks. But then when I found myself defending myself, I thought, why do I defend myself towards certain people but not from others? Well, the more intelligent and insightful I consider a person, the more I listen to what they have to say and actually take offense if a person doesn't like something or thinks that something I've done is wrong, whatever it may be. But the more you learn about yourself, the more you realize that none of that shit matters. You just got to figure out your own thing, and hopefully surround yourself with people that respect you. And I think that that's why I consistently make YouTube videos, because every time I do, I get feedback from people who I respect. My viewers, my subscribers are just people. I've never seen any of you. I don't know what you look like. And you got to consider this. This is a parasocial relationship, as they call it. You all are watching me as like an audience. I can't see you. Therefore, it's really hard when a person changes screen names or sends me an email and tries to relate it to, because honestly, sometimes I can't even read the screen names. I try. I'm getting older. My eyes don't work as well, or maybe I think it says something else. The point being that putting a face to what people are saying is important to me. So but I'm glad that I can put a face to what I say, so at least the people who do respond to what I say can see that I'm honest about what I have to say. That I don't need emotional background music to make my point. That I don't need to sell you something to make my point. And that makes me feel good. Kind of arrogant, I guess, but feeling good is part of life. It's like this, I don't know, there's this wrestling with even feeling good giving to charity, that kind of thing, Should you feel guilty if you feel good giving to charity because you feel good just because you've done something nice? No, of course not. Do what you do and do it well and have a good time. It's that simple. That's my ramble for now. I could go on, but I'm not going to. I just wanted to say hi. I wanted to say this is where I've been. And no, this isn't my last YouTube video, but there will be eventually a final YouTube video. Someday I'll make one, and it'll be my last one. Whether it's circumstantial or purposeful, doesn't really matter, because we don't know what's coming. We do our best. That's all you can do. Peace out. Oh, my last podcast was about authenticity. I haven't posted the YouTube version of it yet because I wanted to just give that to patrons. But the audio version's available on all podcast platforms. 15-minute free thinking is the name of the podcast. Just like behind me, right there. And that's about all I got to say about that. And I'll talk to you next time. Be well. Peace out. Turn off camera. Come on now.